not even need Bauer's game for me.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check out Valley of the Vikings from Haba Games. This is for 2 to 4 players, age is 6 to 99. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes to play, and in Valley of the Vikings, you are going to be playing as Vikings who are going bowling, and you're going to be taking this little stick and this round ball and trying to whack over these 4 bowling barrels in order to move different characters' pieces on the pier. If someone falls off the pier, then you are going to get the reward that is above your head. It's a very light, simple game. It won the Kinderspiel des Jahres this year, 2019, so super excited to check this one out. Hopefully it won't disappoint. Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Valley of the Vikings. So first and foremost, we have our handy-dandy rule booklet. You are going to need about 4 pages of it, which is double-sided, full color, and filled with pictures, illustrations, all that good stuff. Should have you up and running in no time at all. So big thumbs up on the rule booklet. I can also teach you how to play right now because this is a relatively simple game. So in Valley of the Viking, you were trying to collect the most golden coins, these doubloons right here, and put them into your corresponding ship, which are going to be next to you. Once all the coins have ran out, you will finish the round, and the person with the most coins will be the winner of the game. Really simple. How are you going to get those coins? Well, you're going to be taking this ball and this dude and putting them into your circle little corner over here and whacking it to try and hit barrels. Now, one thing you're going to notice real quick is the board is very distinctive looking. It looks kind of odd. That's because it's actually a puzzle that you will put together at the beginning, a real throwback to when Haba used to make puzzles and whatnot a lot more frequently in their games. So, plug that bad boy in there, and let's show you how the game works. When you first set it up, you're going to set out all this stuff up here randomly. So you're going to set out all 4 people, even if all 4 different colored people are not playing. You're going to set up all these tokens into these little slots right here completely randomly, and then you're going to randomly choose a first player. That player is going to take this. He's going to try and whack over a barrel. Now, if you don't hit any barrels, like if you move to the side on accident, or you just don't hit any, you get to try it again. It's not like you're penalized for that. So red and green, which means I get to move both the red and the green Viking on these slots right here. And you can move them either red, then green, or green, then red. And how this works is no one's allowed to be on the same spot. So I could have two options. I could do red and green, and that would be the end of my turn, and that's what the board would look like. Or I could do green and red, and right now we've bumped it up, so red's much further and also is green. So we'll just leave it like that, because I'm blue and I'm really indifferent. I just really want to stay where I am. Now, I want to stay where I am because I have 4 coins on top of me, and on top is what reward you're going to get when someone eventually falls off the pier into the water. So I would really like to stay here, or even here, because getting 3 coins, that's great as well. You'll also notice there's different colored people. How that works is that, for instance, if green was underneath blue when someone fell off the pier, then green would get to steal a coin from blue. If you're underneath your own color, then you can steal a coin from anyone you want, and you physically take it out of their really cool ships. So these things you have to pre-construct the first time, and you can put them in the box from that point forward while taking off the flag. Really cool ships. So now, what do? That's the end of the turn. Nobody fell into the water, so I put these barrels however I want to. So I know green is going to go next, and I know I want to protect blue, so maybe I'll just put this here to try and block it, and this. So now my secret goal is, hey, I'm going to block this guy, green, from hitting blue over here, because he might not want to knock over his own. I don't know. We'll see. So let's see. Where's the, here's the ball. Here's the dude. Let's go green. Let's go green. Oh, that's like the worst roll ever for green. So yeah, green just moves themselves, which is exactly what they didn't want to do. So at this point, they're trying to hide behind. Yeah, they're going to try and hide behind red and yellow. But here's the thing. Ooh, so red has a decision. They really don't want to move, so they might just play it safe. And they might just go after blue. But for the sake of getting this overview done, let's go say they just go dumb. And they hit red, yellow, and green. But maybe it's not dumb. Maybe it's not dumb at all. So let's see. First thing they'd probably do is they'd move over yellow. And then, oh, here it is. They are red, right? So they'd move over themselves. And then they'd move over green, I think. So that way, boom, green has fallen in the water, and the turn immediately ends. So how this works is we look at the people on the pier. So yellow would steal 1 from green. Now, even if you're playing a 3-player game, you are still going to have all 4 ships set up. You're still going to have all 4 of the people up there. And it actually adds interesting variant because if the person that's not in a controlled ship wins, then everybody loses, which I think is kind of neat. So then blue, real big winner here, getting 4 coins, which is a good chunk of the coins in the game. I mean, there's not that many coins. It's a relatively brisk game. And then we have yellow and red. So red would be stealing 1 from yellow. So, bloop. So green's the big loser. They got no coins. And they're in the water, but they go all the way back to the beginning, which now means they're less likely to jump off, but yellow and blue are still here. So let's see. Yellow's going to go next. So he'd probably put yellow in the front. I don't know. And then red behind himself. So that way maybe he'll knock off... He'll go over the blue-green instead of the yellow. But you get it. That's what you're going to do. Now, let's say what would happen if... let's say this is the scenario that happens, and we have yellow, blue, and red. Because I do want to go over this because it's a little bit of a sticky widget and emphasizing how rounds just end pretty much immediately when someone goes off. So let's say that red just jumps off. That is the end of the round. I know that, yes, you could technically move yellow and then move blue, which would get blue off and you would score twice. But no, that we misplayed that actually the first time we played. It's important to stress that is, in fact, illegal. But that, in a nutshell, is what you're going to do inside of Valley of the Vikings. Alrighty then, Valley of the Vikings from Haba Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First on the con side, 2 to 4 players, a little bit of a restricted player count. Also, the game is super light and super simple. Now, I do want to say that there's some surprising, interesting choices to be made for kids, but it still is a very light, simple game. Don't go into this expecting something you're probably going to play on game night. Now, yeah, I just don't think most people are going to play this on game night just because of how light and simple it is. Purely in the children's and family game category. Continuing on with the cons, I did have one issues with one of my boats, where when I was trying to assemble it, I guess I pushed on it the wrong way, just trying to assemble it, and now it's all flimsy, and I'm probably gonna have to tape it eventually, or glue it or something like that. It's not a huge deal, it doesn't impact gameplay at all, but it is something I did want to mention. There's one rule, I think, that I missed in the rule booklet that was not there that I wish would have been covered in a specific example. At least I don't think I saw it, which was... what happens if someone goes off the pier and then they go all the way back to the beginning, but there's actually somebody in the beginning slot? I'm 99.9% sure they just go to the second slot because that's how the rest of the game works. But I just felt like it should have been covered in like a specific examples in the rules. Last con I have of this game is it can end incredibly quickly, like a little bit too quick. In fact, I did a gameplay video of this with my kids and my wife. And our game lasted about 10 minutes. Like, it was over super duper fast just because where the position of the 4 and 3 coins were. And I think if people can get on that 4 and 3 coins, especially if you're playing with younger kids, 2 or 3 times, the game's going to be over just like that. Lightning quick, because... that's a lot of coins, and there's not many coins in the game. It's a minor nitpick. I don't think it's going to impact anyone's enjoyment of the game. And just know that if your first time that happens, try repositioning some of the stuff on the top and giving it another whirl, because of how short the game is. And I think your opinion might change a bit. But there you go. That's what I got on the cons. Moving on to the pros. It's great. It's a great children's game. Yet another fantastic one. Not slapping a Bauer's best seal on it quite yet. No, I think if it would have went 5 players, maybe the board was a little bit bigger. Like, I would love to see a... oh my gosh. Oh, Haba. Get Valley of the Vikings Adult Edition or something. I don't know what you'd call it, but oh, this is genius. Okay. So you make it a giant puzzle, but more like crokinole size, or maybe slightly smaller, where like there's actually some more depth and really trying to hit it. Because right now you're pretty close, so it's just like most of the time you're going to be able to hit stuff easily and then try to hit exactly what you want. But what if it was so large that it actually did take a good deal of skill to like aim it? Maybe you could even add some more slots up here. I don't know. No, make it a worker placement game. Make it worker where you could earn more workers who are up on the dock who are going to get you more rewards, and just add some special abilities. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The Haba, get on this. I'm sorry, I went off on a complete tangent here. Get on this. Get Stefan Feld. Get Stefan Feld in on Valley of the Vikings Adult Edition. You gotta think of a way better name than that. But that would be amazing. Like, those could be your workers, and you could put spots up there, and you could move slots, and you could go backwards and forwards, and I'm so excited about this game idea. But, anywho, sorry, super tangent there. Valley of the Vikings, yeah, it's great. I had a lot of fun with it. I wish it was a larger player count. I wish there was maybe a little bit more meat in the bones. At least, and for the adults, just release... for the older kids, I should say, not for the adults, because this is definitely something in the children and family game category. Release something for the adults, maybe some extra tiles. I keep saying adults for the family. That would be really cool. But as is, it's a great game, just a great game. And I think the fact that I'm so excited about seeing what could become of this game if they change some things up really should tell you exactly how much I enjoy the game, because this is one that's going to be in my collection, I think, forever. I think this is going to be up there with Dragon Turn and Rhino Hero and, you know, Magic Feathers and Star Planets game and all the other games that I've kept that I really enjoy and my kids absolutely love from Hobby. I think this is going to be one that stays up there for the test of time. So in a nutshell, Valley of the Vikings, are you going to hit 2 to 4 players with your kids? Get this, just simple as that. I liked it at 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players. I really, in particular, liked it at 3 and 4, or 2 players when you're playing with a kid, because you know they're not the best at the fine motor skills, which makes it an actual real potential that the Vikings that don't have their own ship, or that have their own ship but aren't being played. So I would be blue, Sean would be green, and then red and yellow or somebody else. There was actually some real potential that they could potentially win the game and we could lose, which I thought was really neat as well. And yeah, man, a cooperative variant would be cool in this as well. I don't know. But there you go. That is Valley of the Vikings. Really enjoyed this one. Absolute recommendation. Check it out. Period. If you got kids. Or if you play with kids. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you want to support the channel, click on that little Amazon Associates link down below. And in the comments below, let me know. When's the last time you went off on a complete tangent? Just out of nowhere, just woo! 180 of the conversation, which sometimes can be a jerky thing to do. I don't know. I just think it's unprofessional in a video review. But then again, you know, I think you kind of expect that a little bit, that I'm not quite right there all the time. Last time I went off on a real tangent. Oh, I do it all the time when I'm talking with my wife, and it's so bad. I have attention deficit hyper disorder, which means I cannot just focus on one thing. As I put it with my wife, it feels like I have 20 different computer tabs open in my brain at all times. You know, I'm always just thinking about a whole bunch of different things at one time. And my wife will say something in the middle of a fight, and it'll like open a tab, you know, and it's just like, I'll just be like working on that tab in my brain about like, so maybe she'll say something like, you know, that was as stupid as you know, six monkeys with typewriters or something like that. 6 monkeys with a toaster. And, you know, then my brain would start thinking about like, oh man, how long would it take for 6 monkeys with a toaster to actually figure out how to correctly use said toaster? If they're putting just like a 10 by 10 square with you know, a light socket. And then I'm still listening to my wife, and we're still talking to my wife, but I'm still thinking about those monkeys with the toaster in that 10 by 10 room. And then eventually, at some point in the conversation, I'll come back to that 10 by 10 monkeys conversation, at which point, we've moved on to a different part of the fight or argument, and then I bring them back up, and she's like, have you been thinking about that the whole time? And I was like, yeah, but I'm still listening to you. It's just, yeah. So that's a bad time to do it. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube.